Welcome to the Gmail tutorial. This will also cover how to use Google Drive as well as some Google features. Gmail is used by most people as just an email system, but we use it as a message board. And what we mean by that is that many people are using the same email accounts, in particular, Depot Lawn Care at Gmail, Depot Lawn Care 2 at gmail.com, and Depot Lawn Care 3 at gmail.com. We typically call that DLC1, DLC2, and DLC3 for the three different emails that we use. Here is DLC1 in its green background. Here is DLC3, which truly are the two that you use most often. And I typically don't log into Gmail Depot Lawn Care 2 because I have so many accounts to sign into. They only allow us to sign into 10 at one time. So because of that, I only sign into the accounts that are absolutely most crucial. You can see that these are some of the crews that we use the most often, and then of course my personal, and then DLC1 as well as DLC3, which I believe is on here somewhere. Oh, I'm in it now, so it doesn't show up in the list. So take a note of that. This little circle here on the top right will help you designate what email account you're in or what account you're operating from in general. Here it says 3, so that is a logo that we added to the Depot Lawn Care 3 account. If I was in Depot Lawn Care 1, it actually has the logo for the company there. Depot Lawn Care 2, you can see has the number 2. And then a lot of the other crews have a letter of their last name, usually as the first or as the letter in the logo. Soon you'll receive an email, a Gmail work account for yourself, and we will also assign you all types of other logins, and you'll be able to get around the computer software or the company software much easier. So moving right along, in Gmail, we use Gmail as a message board, and each one of us has a particular star color, or the star colors mean something. Just to go down the list to give you some examples, the green check mark means that an email has been read, it's been completed, and it is ready to be reviewed by me. So whenever you're finished with a task, it may be that you place a green check mark on it. If I am reviewing my own tasks and I'm trying to remind myself that I need to go and put attention on this, me, Kumar, I have two different stars. I have this yellow exclamation point as well as this red star. So if someone is assigning me an email to read, it'll have a red star. If I am reading over a red star email and I decide that I need to pay special attention to it, then I'll put the yellow exclamation point. I'm the only person that can use the yellow exclamation point, and I'm the only person who can clear these green check marks. So the green check marks will always stay there until I choose to, say, for example, click it and then choose it to get processed. And that's how they get cleared off the board. We have this visual aid that breaks up how the email codes are written. They mainly take three forms. One we call intra-office, another extra-office, another top post. First, let me explain the difference in how you can use an email in our Gmail messaging system, in our posting system. If you were trying to send something to someone else in the office, namely just the people who you will know from the day-to-day, and you want to send them an email, we call that an intra-office email. If you're trying to send an email to, say, a customer, that would be extra office. So that would be going outside the office. So you can send an email to someone in the office. You can send an email to someone outside the office. And then you can also send an email to yourself or to an intra-office individual, but it actually takes the form of what we call the top post. And it's something that's just a little easier to do whenever you're sending something to someone. And I'll explain what that is in a second. So an intra-office style email will have the person who's going to be the recipient, their name will be visible in the top slot. Then the sender is the next name in the next slot. And we always use these colons to divide up each one of the codes. Then is the account name. In this case, that is Mr. Johnson. And then the service that it's related to. This is a lawn mow, and then some sort of detail about that. And then in this example, it is 7-day. So that's an intra-office email. I want to send an email to Cynthia, so I'm going to put her name so that when she looks at the email listings and she sees her name, she sees her color, they both match, and she knows, hey, I got to go and handle that email. And so that's the reason that we do that. If we're sending something extra office, the first slot is the owner of the email, the person who's taking responsibility of the email. So I want to send something out of the office. Perhaps you want to send something out of the office. And I want everyone to leave that email alone. And so it will have my name on it, guarding it, saying, hey, do not mess with that. So if we go back and take a look at some examples of this, you'll see, say, for example, Trent is sending a message to Mrs. Larson. And so he doesn't want anybody else to mess with it, so he guards that conversation, and we can all see that Trent is speaking to Mrs. Larson. And so no one else should try to communicate at this moment with Miss Larson. She might be confused as to who it is and what the nature of the email would be. And then, of course, it has Trent star color on there as well. So that would be an extra email, extra office email. And then the last part is this top post. Well, what's a top post? Well, a top post is very similar to an intra-office email, but it doesn't have any new information. You're just taking an old email and you're just posting it to the very top. So if I was wanting to top post something, it would be because I'm trying to make attention to it. So I may go down here and say, man, where is that email about that invoice payment coming from, this company? I say, man, I need to remember that. And I will take this email, and of course I will forward it, because we always forward, we never use reply. Then I will click the edit subject pull down menu. It'll pop out. I will put in Depot Lawn Care here, and I'll say, hey, this is going to Kumar. This is going to me. I'm sending it to myself. I'm top posting it. And what is it? It's this particular invoice payment. What's the account here? It's Goodyear. And so I'm going to put that in there, and I'm just going to send it to myself. Don't need to put a lot to it. It's just fast and easy. And then when it comes up to the top, it's back up at the top. I will put the red star on it because I'm red. But if I'm doing it myself, you guys give me the red star. If I were doing it myself, I would be doing a yellow exclamation point. And now it is top posted. So we have the ability to top post something. I could top post something for me. I could top post something for you. If I needed you to see something that you had in your own email for 6 months ago and you'd forgotten it, I could take it and top post it to you and remind you, hey, it's right here, and flag it, and you would know, hey, that popped up here. Someone must be top posting that for me. I better get on it. So we've got intra office, extra office, and top post. Here is me taking responsibility about an email going to Chase Corker. Here is Trent taking responsibility for an email that he is sending to Mrs. Keel. As opposed to, let's take a look at one where perhaps Trent is sending an email to Kumar, and it is about the Elizabeth fence damage fix. So slightly different ways to set this up. Occasionally also you'll see these here. These are called text sheets. This was not included in there, but the recipient here is Selvin, and they are not an office individual. However, we do not put that additional coding where you do not have to put your name in there because it is said to be sent from the company. And so the ownership is on behalf of everyone. So Selvin is receiving a text sheet. This has his instructions for the day. The customer's name is still there as Ball. The location is essentially the service, and then the text sheet is the description of the email. So lots of different ways these codes can go over time. You will learn them, and they won't be that complicated. So we'll do one example here. Let's say, for example, I was going to send Trent an email. I would write the email out to depotlawncare@gmail.1. So depotlawncare@gmail.com. Depot Lawn Care 1. I'm going to send it to the account that we're in. That's how you top post something. And I'm going to send this message to Trent. So his message is going to be, or his name will be first, my name will be second. And then the message is going to be Gmail tutorial. So then I will send this off. And when I do, I hit the refresh button. There it is. And I would add Trent's color to it there, and that would be ready. Let's say, for example, Trent receives that email and it is time for him to respond to me. So he clicks on it. He says, oh, okay, I see you need me to do such and such thing for the tutorial. Okay, he clicks forward. He does not hit reply. We hardly ever use reply. We always click forward, and then this forces us to be 100% sure that we know who all is going to receive it. So this is going back to Depot Lawn Care. I'm going to open the pull-down menu. I'm going to click Edit Subject so that I can see the subject line. This will be happening every single time without exception. And then you will delete the forward tag, and then you will change it. So now Trent is responding to me. So I will actually be the first name in the list, Kumar. Then it'll be colons, always colons, not dashes. And it says Kumar Trent Gmail tutorial. And then he's just going to tell me that he's finished that task. He's added a little extra detail. Perhaps he's going to write here, hey, I got that done. Thank you, Trent. We always need a sign. We always need closings. And we always need openings. It doesn't really matter what they are, but we need them to be formal to some degree. I don't mean formal. I mean formal in comparison to the most emails that people send to each other. A lot of people and customers included and other counterparties and other businesses, a lot of times they don't really have greetings. They don't have closings. I like greetings and closings. We are mandatorily having to use greetings and closings with every single email. It also helps interpersonal office dynamics and relationships to always just take the time and say hello. It will make your request more palatable to the person who's hearing it, less likely to be misconstrued and make it sound like as if it is a command. And it is just a good way to speak to each other through email. So we'll always try to be polite. We'll always try to write a hello and a thank you, and then of course whatever other information needs to be included. So that's Trent writing this email to me in response, and then he's going to send it. After he sends it, he's not finished. He has a little homework to do, a little extra work to do. The first thing is he's got to go double check that that email was sent and top posted. So he says, okay, it is there. Next, he has got to put my color on it, which coming in from him would be the red star. Can be kind of tricky. It's the red star. And now it is almost ready to go. He has to then turn his old one into a green check mark. And now it is ready for me to review it. This way also the email chain cannot be lost. So we have this one up here. I'll clear it later on in the day. I will click this and I will come up here and I will process it and it will disappear. Here's another one that we were sending to Nikki, and we will put her star color on it, which I believe if we have an opening, it looks like it will probably be blue. We'll see if blue works. And there we go. So other than that, let's discuss also what we call templates. Templates are very, very important in our Gmail tutorial. Let's say, for example, a customer emails me and says, hey, blah, 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 I need something. And it turns out that that something is a response that I have to give so often, or we all do, many times a day. And so we build a template for that. And so one of the ways that I can best demonstrate what a template is really used for, and we can all make templates for ourselves, and we can make templates for the company, and there's lots of templates. So let's say a customer says, hey, I need to halt my lawn mowing services for the winter. And we say, hey, no problem. Just as an example, let's just say this Shakanda Cloud customer was saying, hey, I need to halt my business for the year. Please halt them. I say, hey, no problem. I come up here, I hit forward, and I am going to put in the company address because I'm going to send myself a copy of this. I'm not actually going to send this to Mrs. Cloud, so I'm not going to add her email to it, but the emails get added first. Then I come in, I edit the subject, and this is an email that is going to Mrs. Shakanda there. So I will have her name there. I will have the rest of this here, and I will put over here something like halt services, something like this. And then I need to just clean out the whole body of it because this really wasn't about halting. And I will need to go get a trusty template so that it keeps me from having to write out everything that I need to. Here in the three-dot menu, I will click on the three-dot menu. I will choose a template, and I will pick, let's say, for example, we're saying that, hey, this is about halting. All of mine have Kumar written. I've started shortening those to just KG, and 23 is the year that I made it in so that it's a little bit easier to know which one I want. We clean these out once a year. KG 23 are all the ones that I've made. Here's one that Trent uses. Anyone is welcome to add one, and we can show you how to do that. But for the moment, I need to halt this customer's account. So I'm going to click on this here, and it is going to populate this beginning of the email. It says, hello, yes, we would be happy to halt your service for the season. Thank you so much for being our customer this year. We really appreciate it. We will collect all bills very soon, and we can close out the account as well. And so let's say, for example, I also want to tag in here a little bit more template. I want to let her know about winter work. Hey, don't forget about winter work. So I'm going to include that right there. And so now I've got the beginning, opening, the yes, we're going to halt your services. And then I'm coming in with, if you need anything else in the future, please just let us know. We'll be doing leaves, gutter cleanings, all these other services over the holiday season. We're offering a discount. Thank you very much, Kumar. So I have a whole email here. It looks very personal, and I was able to render it very quickly. If I need to make small edits, I can. When I'm done with that, I click send. Remember, I'm not actually sending that to anyone. My title is ready. The body is ready. I have a greeting and a closing and the body, and I hit send. And am I finished? No, I have to make sure that I see that the email has been sent out. I see that we got our copy, and then I will add, if this was a service that I was doing for someone else, if this was a task that I had asked you to do, you would then put my red star on it and say, hey, Kumar, please review this. But since I did it myself, and I'm Kumar, and I'm sending it out, and I'm done with it, I can put a green check mark on it, and I will clear it later. But right now, I'm letting other people who may be also working on the Shikanda account to say, hey, Kumar did that thing. Okay, Kumar halted that service, and so I know it got done. Normally, you immediately have to go and then actually go into Lawn Pro and then halt that person's account, and you can't wait. That's one of our rules. Do not tell someone you're going to halt it and then forget to halt it. That would be very, very bad. Obviously, we would continue servicing them, and then they wouldn't want to pay that bill claiming that they halted, and they would be correct. So anytime that someone says, please halt me, and you respond, you halt them right then and there. All right, and that basically wraps up the majority of the first level, we'll call it, email tutorial in Google. And we'll be back in just a minute to continue on with the Google Drive tutorial. Thank you very much. The emails themselves have lots of other colors such as blue. Here we have an orange chevron. This, for example, is Trent's star color. And my parents, they have a star color of their own, which is an orange chevron. This would be it here, or I'm sorry, orange exclamation point, and so forth and so on. Inside the options menu here, you can go inside the settings and you can choose inside here what star color you may be, and then we have of what's available, and then we always hit save in order to save that, and you're off to the races. Another aspect of the message board, not only does each email have a color assigned to a certain person who's handling that, but their name can be found directly to the right of a lot of the emails. We will spend just a moment in order to cover the Gmail nomenclature of exactly how this is coded up.